Whoa. Hello. So, I'm going to be walking around my room with really interesting lighting in every different area. But I wanted to talk about this concept of being alone, which a lot of us are familiar with. And I wanted to say that technically all of us are alone all of the time in our own mind and in our own experience. And I think that's not really necessarily a new concept, but it was revealed to me in a new way right now. So that's why I wanted to hop on and just say this, because I experienced it, and it feels more real, these revelations and stuff when you experience it. So I was commenting or posting on a friend's wall. It was their birthday today, and I remembered something that this person had told me like a while ago, like years ago, like a funny little thing that he said on a message. And I was like, oh, I don't know why I remembered that thing, but I was like, oh, I'll reference that thing on his wall, on his birthday message. And so I made a funny about it. I was like, happy birthday, and then blah, 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 reference the thing. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so funny. I can't wait for him to read it. Then I was like, well, he might not even remember this and probably think, what the heck is she thinking? Who is this girl? What is she even trying to say? And in that moment, I was like, good. I don't care. It's okay if you think that. All the better. I'll just be alone and be misunderstood in the fun that I'm having, And it was this interesting thing of I'd rather be alone in my fun and have you misunderstand me. It doesn't matter if you misunderstand me. If you don't know what's going on or why I'm making something really if I'm thinking something's funny, it's in that moment, it's okay that I am alone in that. So I think that the context, or the context of being alone matters a lot. And what that means to you in any given moment, because that can change, because we're always alone in our own minds, right? Someone might kind of understand what we're saying. We might be able to communicate and get on the same level about something, or and they might communicate to us that they or something similar to what we're thinking or saying, and we're like, oh, okay, I think we're on the same page. I think we're thinking about the same thing, and so we feel not as alone because we're kind of both in that same space, or that same, we're assuming that the other person is having a similar experience. And so so I guess in a way, when you are feeling bad or not in a fun place, it feels comforting to have someone be there with you and to understand where you're at and why you're feeling that way, and just be with you. And that's great, and that's comforting. And it's also really fun when someone's on the same page with you when you're having fun. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. So there was a thing that I was really wanting to say about this. Oh, okay. So kind of a parallel analogy to this whole thing is that if you're alone on a beach, it's not quite as, if you like the beach. I like the beach. So if I'm alone on a beach, it's not really I'm not crying over it, I'm not really sad that I'm alone on the beach. I wish someone was, I guess it would add something, but it wouldn't feel like something's missing necessarily if you're in a fun place, or if you're at a, if you're in a ball pit, or if a kid is in a ball pit, or if a kid is going through this jungle gym type thing. I'm just thinking of this Discovery Center place that used to be in Fresno a long time ago. Shout out if you remember. That place was freaking awesome. Ugh, the rolly slide, come on, that was awesome. So if I'm like on the rolly slide, nobody is there with me and nobody is like understanding why I'm having so much fun, I don't give a rip about that. But if you're like in and so that's like an analogy for your mind, right? So your mind can be in this place where you're like on a beach, or you're like in a fun house, or you know, like a fun house, not a scary fun house. That can turn really quickly. So, but if you're in a scary place in your mind, or like a mean place in your mind, you've got someone like hurting you in your mind, you're like, I don't want to be alone here because this is scary. I want someone to be here with me. I want someone to comfort me. I want someone to maybe take me out of this. And so I think the context of being alone really, really matters. And we can tell perhaps where we are in our own mind by how relatively painful or not painful it is to be alone. And if we are alone, it is very painful. Maybe that means that our inside of our mind is not being very kind to us, or telling us something that's making the inside of our mind be kind of a dangerous place, or ruthless, or sad, or however you happen to be feeling. And yeah, and that's changeable. That's a great thing, is you don't need necessarily another person to help you change that, or another person to be here with you, if you have the right tools, if you have the right understanding that that's what's going on. And yeah, so just have fun in your own mind, and if other people join you, that's awesome. But if not, you know that you are enjoying your own experience. And that just really hit me in a big way today, and I hope you guys can be blessed and encouraged and nourished by that too. Let me know if you have any experiences with that, and I'd love to hear that. Or how you get yourself out of not enjoying your place when you are alone and feeling sad or negative or something like that. So yeah, I'd love to hear that. If you like this video, give it a like if this is showing up on YouTube. And subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for listening.